Good evening. Yeah, I wanted to talk to her about wait times and getting qualified specialists here to the local facility, as well as the Choice program. And that is what lets veterans get the treatment they need in their own community without having to drive hours to the Spokane facility. So the Congresswoman was taking questions today from some of our local veterans at the VA. They asked about things like the wellness program or why it's taken so long to recognize Agent Orange as such a problem. Many vets have also contacted me over the years complaining about doctor shortages at the Spokane VA. So I asked how all of this talk today will translate into real results.
I've had many examples this year where veterans that were needing benefits, were needing adjustments in their ratings, have through my office seen that we can help them get those open doors.
We've heard you talk a lot about, just a few minutes ago, the things that are your goals, your top priorities. How quickly can we expect to start seeing some of these results in such a large system?
Well, we are seeing the results. That's what is so exciting. Staff is energized, the doctors that we're recruiting to come here. You're seeing a commitment to the 24/7 urgent care. The roof. There you go, that's a big success. We found this roof that had been leaking for 5 years here at the Spokane VA, and we were able to identify the funding and get that roof repaired by the end of the year.
So at this point, what would you say is next? What still needs to be done as far as your top priorities?
I think the Choice program for our veterans still needs to be looked at and made sure that it really is easy for the veterans to access care through the Choice program. It's one, especially in the rural areas, that needs to be streamlined, because if you're a veteran in Colville or Kettle Falls or Republic, it's a long way to the Spokane VA.
You talked about retaining these types of doctors, but what about having the different types of specialists here? That's been another problem here at this facility specifically.
Right, well, that's where I'm excited about the medical schools in Spokane. My legislation on the teaching health center that is so important to training our OBGYNs, our primary care, our psychiatric, that's going to help meet the needs here. But I would like to see them be able to go to providers here in Spokane rather than being forced to travel to Boise or Seattle or Portland.
The Congresswoman also took time to address a series of stories that I did over the last year about staggering price increases in prescription drugs. It's another problem affecting millions of people, veterans or otherwise. At the time, I pointed out that the political action committees for her re-election campaigns have accepted thousands and thousands of dollars from many of those very same drug companies that are jacking up your prices. So here's what she had to say about that today.
I just thought I might mention, since this has been an issue in the past, that I had the chance yesterday to talk to President Donald Trump about the cost of prescription drugs. Yes. And I shared with him that I have some ideas, and he said, well, let's talk further. Let's bring some, you bring the people in, and I'd like to hear more.
What would you like to see? How would you like to see it change?
Yes, well, I think we must have more transparency as the cost and accountability among our pharmacy benefit managers. The large increases in cost that are not predictable, retroactive, that makes it really difficult to ensure that the patients have access to low-cost drugs.
So I do thank the Congresswoman for that response today. Many of the veterans who talked to her in person today also thanked her for hearing their concerns and sometimes criticisms. They are hopeful many of these problems will show significant improvement. They just hope it comes soon enough for those who depend on the VA for the care they need. In the studio tonight, Whitney Ward, KREM 2 News.